Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Reina and I am a second semester nursing student. I will actually be starting my second semester in a couple of days, and I wanted to share with you guys today 5 tips to help you navigate your first semester of nursing school. These are 5 tips that I wish I had known about. Some of them are a little bit uncommon. There are definitely some that I never heard, and I consulted Google, I consulted YouTube, and I also have a couple of friends in other programs, and I never heard these tips. And so I'm glad that I wrote them out because I would have probably never remembered. I wrote them out actually like towards the middle of my first semester, and these are just things that I really wish someone had told me, so I'm hoping that they help someone out there. So I'm assuming that if you are watching this video, you may not know a whole lot about nursing school. So something that was completely new to me was this thing called remediation. Remediation is essentially a meeting that you have with your professor as well as some peers after a test. And I don't know if this is program specific, but I'm willing to bet that it's not. So I'm just going to share this with you guys. And essentially what you do in this meeting is that you go over the test and go over things that you may have missed, or several of your peers may have missed as well. Now, what's so special about remediation is that, at least in our program, and I'm willing to bet in a lot of other programs as well, teachers will sometimes go over information that will be in upcoming tests as well. Or they'll give little tips or hints, because you got to remember that after that one test, it's not over. You will need to know this information as well for your final. And so it never hurts to hear information again. And also, like I said before, there might be new information that is very handy to know, because sometimes the information shared in those remediations is invaluable. Tip number 2. Study strategically. Sorry, hold on, pause. I have a list because I have aligners in. I'm so sorry if it sounds like I can't talk. I can't, I just have a list. Anyway, back to study tip number 2. Study strategically. And what I mean by that is know how you learn best and study accordingly. If you are in nursing school, you've been in school before, and you may know already how you learn best. Nursing school is hard, so if you got in, you're smart. You're hella smart. And so just remember how you studied best and what got you through these difficult tests, and continue doing it. Quick anecdote on that, I actually went the opposite direction, and I decided that I was going to start typing out my notes, which is something I had never done before. I saw it, I think, on YouTube, where someone, it was a nursing student who was a paperless student, and she did everything online, took notes, and had her books online and everything. And her notes just looked so beautifully organized that I thought I would try it out too. Well, by the end of it, I did 2 tests that way before I realized what a mistake I had done. I had always learned best by hand writing my notes, and a couple of times I typed them out, and by the end of each I had over 30 pages of notes. And I also never went back to reread them. I just was so focused on getting absolutely everything into these notes that I never went back to reread them. And little did I know, I wasn't actually absorbing this information. I wasn't digesting it, I wasn't thinking through it, and so essentially it was all for pretty much nothing. It wasn't until after those 2 tests that I realized something has to change. I have to go back to writing my notes, even if it takes me a long amount of time. And so I did. I made it a point to only write out information that I knew that I did not know. And so I did that, and like magic, somehow this information stuck in my brain. It's actually been proven that when you hand write out notes, you actually not just absorb it, but you digest it, and the thought processes that are going through your brain as you are writing it out helps you put this information into context. And that helps you actually learn this information rather than just memorize it. Tip number 3, use all of your resources. And so, again, this is another kind of strange one that I never ever heard. But in nursing school, most of the time you will have several different resources. So in our program, we have Lippincott, also called The Point, also called Walters Kruger. I don't know, it has like 3 different names. And essentially what that is our ebook, and also it has like Picmonics, it has links to videos, it has study guides on there, it has tons of great information, great resources. We also have another resource, which is ATI, and it's almost the same thing. It does have an ebook, but it's more NCLEX based, and they focus more on practice questions. It has tons of practice tests and videos, how-to videos specifically for your skills. And so what I didn't know is that you could use both for a test, and that they had different information on them. So for example, if you read your chapter in Lippincott, in your ebook in Lippincott regarding blood transfusions, it's not the same as watching the video on ATI regarding blood transfusions. There may be a couple different things in there, details that you would have missed if you didn't watch or read both. There's also great resources on YouTube. 2 very helpful YouTubers that I used was registerednursern.com. Our professor actually used her to help us with our head-to-toe exam. She has great videos, and like it's legit information. It's not whack. Like it's NCLEX based information, and you'll be glad you followed her. Another great resource is Kendall Wyatt, MD. He's actually a nurse and an MD, and he's actually the founder of Picmonics, which is like a system that helps you memorize concepts by creating a story behind them. And although I never used Picmonics, really wasn't effective for me, he does still have really great videos in which he simplifies this information. He simplifies really difficult concepts, and he helps you understand them in just very simple ways. So definitely follow those 2. You'll be glad you did. Tip number 4, study a little bit every day. There are studies that show that if you review the information that you learned the same day, rather than waiting, that you are like 80 to 90% more likely to learn it, not just memorize it. So study a little bit every day rather than waiting a week or 4 days or 3 days before a test. That will definitely be your saving grace. Tip number 5, stay organized. It's difficult in school sometimes because there are constantly changing dates, changing tests, changing quizzes, and there's just so much to keep up with. And so make sure to stay organized. Get yourself a planner. In fact, let me show you mine. I have this cute little small planner. I got it from Amazon. I actually thought it would be bigger, but it's fine that it's not. It actually fits all the information that I need it to. And it's awesome because it has every day you have this space to write down what is due, and it also has the monthly, and so you can kind of look at what's due in the next couple of days or in the next weeks. Which brings me to the next point. Once you get your syllabus or your syllabi from your classes, from your professors, write down, go through your planner and write down all of the due dates. Everything. So exams, quizzes, finals, projects, papers, everything. write it in there. That way you're ahead of the game and you're not the one asking, when is this due? Hey guys, do you guys know what's due tomorrow, or what chapters the next test will be on? Because it's fine, you know, when your peers are really helpful and really friendly, but after a while, that gets a little old. And thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more lifestyle, mom life, my journey through nursing school, related content. I will very much appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you next time.